There are approximately 407,000 children in foster care around the country today. About a quarter of them are waiting to be adopted. Here in South Carolina, there are services that provide that safe, nurturing place for children as they await their forever families. Joining us with more is Kristen Rossino, Vice President of Children and Family Services at the Carolina Youth Development Center. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So it's always heartbreaking to think that a child is growing up in the foster care system that doesn't have a family to go to, that's waiting for a family to go to. But you provide a service that is just absolutely invaluable. Tell us a little bit about what you do there at the center.
Sure thing. So Carolina Youth Development Center has an array of services, but I think the one that's nearest and dearest to our heart is our residential services, where we actually provide a stable and safe home environment for children that are in the foster care system.
Yeah, and this organization has been around for a very long time.
Yes, it's a little older than we are.
Yeah, it's
we actually opened our doors back in 1790, and we were originally known as the Charleston Orphan House, which some people still might remember, but we were the first first municipal orphanage in the nation, and we are in our 232 years, the longest running continuous nonprofit in the state of South Carolina.
Congratulations on that. That's wonderful.
You.
Many children coming up through that program and then moving on to living healthy, great lives. Now, currently, you have approximately 20 kids there, and the youngest 13. How old do they remain at your center?
So the oldest a child can stay in the foster care system is 21. At age 21, they do age out. So right now, our population is older. They are pre-adolescents and teenagers, so we see a whole array of things.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, they're still just kids.
And that's the residential program,
yes.
But you do have programs for children who have been placed with families, whether their own or with other families who are wanting to be foster parents.
Yes, we also offer a program, it's a community-based program where we actually go out to work with families that are experiencing challenges, which I know we've actually seen more in the past few years with everything going on. And the idea and mission of that program is to prevent children from being removed from their homes.
Okay. And when you talk about the residential portion of what you do, when a child has not found placement by the time they reach 18, 21 years old, what are you doing to help them build certain skills that will then help them graduate essentially into adulthood?
Well, they keep us very busy with that. So all of the kids that come to live with us, besides offering that stable, safe home environment for them, the really great thing is that we have a program that offers therapeutic services, education services. We have on-site tutors, on-site therapists. We have an enrichment program that offers after-school activities where we teach them life skills, how to do things that you would typically learn from your family, like how to grocery shop, how do you actually pump gas, how do you manage bills and a budget. We help kids get jobs. In our independent living home, we're really focused on, hey, let's make sure you get your education, and let's make sure you get a job, and let's get you ready so that you know how to support yourself when you leave here.
Absolutely. Well, during National Adoption Month, of course, there are many families out there who would love to have a child in their homes. And so if they're interested, they contact you. And then how does placement work? How does the involvement in the marriage between your program and those potential families work?
So those potential families would have to go through the Department of Social Services, who I know they are always looking for good homes for children to go to. There's sometimes a stigma against older kids in the foster care system, but our kids are just kids. Just because they're a little older doesn't mean anything. And they all just want a safe place where they're loved and supported.
Absolutely.
And we're lucky enough, we have a wonderful team that works for us that provides that for them. Yeah. And our kids, they go on to live such great lives, but I know they would love that additional support.
Absolutely, always. What can anyone do that's watching right now if they're not prepared to bring a person into their home that they can care for in the long run, in the long term? What can they do to help you out?
So we certainly, even though we receive funding from the federal and state and county governments, a lot of what we do is based off of the generous donations of our community. So that can be in the form of direct donations. We have several fundraisers a year. We have a 5K color run called the Giving Me Shelter Color Run every May. It's a really fun, family-friendly event.
Yes.
You will get covered in all sorts of colored powder. I looked like a mess
sounds like
last
fun.
year.
Sounds like a blast.
We have a golf outing. Actually, I believe it's this month.
So you have many opportunities
Yes.
for people to donate, and that's really what they should do. And we're actually going to put up a slate with your information, your contact information, website, and so forth. And I want to thank you, Kristen, so much for joining us
Thank you
today.
so much for having me.
Really appreciate it. We're back in 2 minutes.